All right, here we go. We signed off the show with Harp a little early, Al, because
too early.
Just as we hit the green room for a little recap, Woj, Woj doesn't sleep, man. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN has reported that R.J. Barrett and the New York Knicks are finalizing a 4-year rookie extension that could be worth up to $120 million, complicating the franchise's offseason pursuit of R.J. Barrett. So to everybody in the chat, we left a little early. False alarm, we are back. This is Overtime. KnicksFanTV live, presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise, Alex Ratar's the Stratocaster in the building. Al, man, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. We're just getting ready to sign off. And here we go. And how apropos, we were talking about RJ.
You couldn't have written it any better. If we just stayed on for a couple more minutes talking about RJ, could be like, there it is.
Yeah.
RJ's a Knick. He's a Knick.
You can't make it up, man. You cannot make it up. 120 million bags. How am I feeling about it?
Yeah, how you feeling? Let's hear it.
I mean, look, he was eligible for what? 5/190, 193. What was the true max? Mm-hmm. I said 5/150, and he got 4/120. So I'm on point. I'm right there. 4/120. Well, Woj just saying most likely it's going to be close to 4/120, which Leon probably told them already, so they're finalizing 4/120. So I'm within range. Put me in the front office. I got the guy's market value, and we got him for 1 year less. CAA strikes again.
CAA TV.
I told you guys that back in Summer League. 5/150. But he gave us a little break. He said, give me 4 years, 120.
I guess that olive oil commercials with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is helping pay the bills. Kudos to RJ, man. 4-year extension. We finally broke the Charlie Ward curse.
The curse is finally over. We said it was Mitch, but we celebrated a little bit early. But it's actually it's actually RJ.
Two of our own, man, that we've
recording
extended.
In progress.
Yeah.
Look at that. We extended Mitch earlier this year. Now we've extended RJ. Steve's moving in the right direction. And to compare to some of the contemporary players that signed extensions, you got Zion Williamson, who I think signed for, I think it was around 200 million that he got. Mm-hmm. John Morant around the same, another $200 million contract. And then Darius Garland goes to another $200 million contract. So compared to his contemporaries, trying to get the right numbers right now.
Yeah.
RJ's not even close to those guys. I think they got RJ for a steal, man.
It's a good deal.
I think they got RJ for a steal, honestly. He's showing improvement every single season. I'm excited to see what year 4 holds for him. Go check out KnicksFanTV.com. Our very own Jalen Martin wrote his expectations for RJ Barrett for year 4. I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. I think it's a great deal for the Knicks. We finally got a player that we can actually call our own, that we've extended, a future to look forward to, and who the Knicks value as a key piece to this team moving forward.
No question.
That's what it says.
4 years, $120 million. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. KnicksFanTV Overtime live Okay, where we don't sleep. When the news comes, we break the news. Woj breaking it right now. Knicks and RJ Barrett close to a 4-year, $120 million deal. We ended our last show talking about RJ as a potential trade candidate. There was some rumblings earlier today on Twitter. People sending me stuff. RJ to the Jazz. RJ not getting the max deal. I didn't really believe in any of that, man. You just got to wait and see when these things come out. And here it is. They're closing in 4-year, $120 million deal. RJ Barrett getting his rookie extension. Look, I think it's a good deal. I think it's a fair deal. As you said, he's continued to improve. His maturity is on display. He wants to lead this team. Yes, he needs to be more efficient, especially, you bringing in Brunson here. You potentially bring in Spida Mitchell here. He's going to have to be more efficient, every sense of the word. You want to see his efficiency numbers go back to what it was in his second year. Mm-hmm. But there were certainly things that I loved in his third year. You talk about 12 games of 30-plus points. You're talking about his free throw attempts improving dramatically. Now, he still use that 75% from the line, but his aggressiveness, running the offense, attacking the basket, you had to love it. 46 points against the Heat, showing the buzzer beater against the Celtics. You still want to see improvements on defense and playmaking because he has that potential to be better on in both of those areas. I like the deal. I'm for the deal. I'm happy about the deal.
Yeah, man. Look, he averaged 20 points per game, right? He averaged 3 assists, close to 6 rebounds, and he's continuously improved in all areas of his game. Obviously, we need to see him improve in the mid-range game, show that he can be a consistent threat along those range. Even though he took a step back for 3, he was league average. We know at best 40% three-point shooter, which was not his strong suit coming into the NBA. So we all know RJ is willing to put in that work ethic. He's the type of guy that we don't necessarily have to see on social media, but we know he's putting in that work every single season.
He's putting in work, yeah.
And we know that his elite trait, you already touched on it, is his ability to get to the rim and draw the fouls, right? As long as if he improves his free throw shooting, that's another level. That's another dynamic he can bring to the game. So looking forward to it. I got the contract numbers right now. So for the guys who were drafted his year, Darius Garland got a 5-year, $193 million extension. Zion Williamson got a 5-year rookie max extension worth at least $193, but could rise with all the incentives up to $231 million. And then you have Ja Morant with the same structure, 193 minimum, could be up to 213 million if he hits on all of those bonuses, and he as well got a 5-year rookie max extension. So for RJ, he didn't get that 5-year, he got a 4-year extension, but for what he has done in the league, I think it's fair value.
I think it's fair. So basically, all those guys, they got the max. All right, and we'll take phones from the Discord. We'll take calls from the Discord. We don't have the switchboard up right now. If you want to call in, which it takes, call us up on the Discord. I see Weezle in there. I see Sam in there. I see Ari. We'll get to you guys in a second. But this is what I said in an interview that I did at Third Summer League, and I pointed to those guys and Ja, Garland, Zion to a lesser extent. But those guys, they got that bag. You kind of see where they're headed. You see that they're headed for stardom. They're already all-stars in the case of Morant and Garland. If Zion was healthy, he'd most likely be an all-star already. With RJ, you just don't know yet. He's trending that direction. But I'm saying in terms of the investment that the team would have made, I would not have gave him the full max. I would not have gave him the full max. I'd like to see some more aspects of his games round out a little bit more. So for me, that's why I said 5/150. Because the 193 is with the bonuses and everything like that. It's like 184, and then when you factor in the bonuses, it's about 193. I said 5/150. They said 4/120. I'm cool with it. I think it's a fair deal.
Yeah, and for RJ, you think he gets a year, his contract ends a year earlier. You figure he could have another substantial contract, right? Because you're thinking about 4 years from now, you'll be 25, maybe on the brink of 26.
Yeah.
just about to enter his prime, so you could potentially negotiate even a larger contract for him. I think it also works out for him too, based on his age, his trajectory. So I think all parties win here in that case. But for Zion, like, he was an all-star, right? Second year in the league, was already was already selected as an all-star.
Okay, yeah.
You see that with John. You see that as as an all-star. Like, these guys they've risen. You already know what you're getting. RJ is still a guy who's still developing. There's still promise, but it's just different level of play that we've seen from Zion,
Right.
Ja, and even Garland at this point. Like, Garland has shown that, like, what he is as a player too. It's just different at this point. Just very different between all of them.
No question. Here's the full article from Woj. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys, KnicksFanTV, in overtime right now. Okay, I didn't even have time for a wardrobe change out. We had to get right to it. Right to the news. How you guys feeling? TM, if you're in the chat, just throw up a poll in the chat. Let's see how the fans are feeling about this deal. Here's Woj. Knicks and RJ Barrett finalizing 4-year rookie extension that could be worth up to $120 million. His agent Bill Duffy of BDA Sports and WME Sports told ESPN, complicating the franchise's offseason trade pursuit for Donovan Mitchell. Let's get into this. Barrett's deal, which makes him the youngest $100 million player in Knicks history at 22 years old, and several weeks of trade discussions on Mitchell between New York and Utah, and forces the two organizations, if they choose, to start over talks with significantly different considerations because of the poison pill provision now in Barrett's deal. Okay. It says New York president of basketball operations Leon Rose said a Monday deadline with Utah to reach an agreement on the trade for Mitchell, or the Knicks would commit to the Barrett extension. While the Knicks and Jazz trade talks intensify, the gap on the deal points that Barrett in the package tightened over the weekend and into Monday. There remained a gulf on reaching a trade for Mitchell. Once the Knicks and Jazz exhausted discussions on Monday night, Rose and Duffy finalized the extension eligible to players on the 2019 NBA draft class. Barrett's deal ends a remarkable 23-year drought for the Knicks. He's the franchise's first draft pick to agree to a multi-year rookie deal since Charlie Ward. The Charlie Ward curse is broken. One of 5 players in NBA history to amass 3,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 200 three-pointers before his 22nd birthday. The Knicks did include RJ in trade proposals for Mitchell, which is why the process to complete the extension extended several additional weeks. Barrett was a staple of several different trade variations discussed, but hurdles remained on Monday about the total unprotected first-round picks in the deal and the inclusion of Quentin Grimes. So clearly, let's put our tinfoil hats on, people. So does this mean that Ainge wanted RJ, Quentin Grimes, and multiple unprotected firsts? Not a chance. Not a chance. Nevertheless, the Jazz greatly valued Barrett as part of any Mitchell deal with New York. So the rumors were true. They wanted RJ. And a deal without him would require the Knicks to relinquish far more draft assets than they've shown a willingness to do. Once the Knicks committed to RJ's extension, management became resigned to the fact there's a far much more difficult path to an offseason deal to acquire Mitchell. Nevertheless, neither Utah or New York is ruling out restarting talks before the start of training camp in late September. The sides have been discussing a trade on and off since July. It says, out of the 179 players in NBA history who've had the poison pill provision, only one, Devin Harris in 2008, was moved. For trade purposes, the poison pill is computed with a formula that would make the Knicks' outgoing salary on a trade at $10.9 million, but require the incoming salary for a team acquiring him to be $26 million. Restriction will be lifted on July 1st. For RJ to be included in a trade to the Jazz, the Knicks would need to find a third team with salary cap space to move Fournier's $37 million. Jazz aren't seriously engaged elsewhere on a Mitchell deal now, sources said, which makes the real possibility that he could still be on the roster late in September. Committed to a full rebuild. Wow. Woj Bomb at midnight out. Damn near.
Wow.
This is
That's
lot to unpack.
There's a whole...
We got to put our tinfoil hats on right now. This deal is dead.
Yeah.
This deal is cooked, ladies and gentlemen.
There's no way we're getting Donovan Mitchell right now. They wanted RJ, Grimes, and
multiple unprotected first.
What? This is Danny Ainge trying to be Danny Ainge. Oh my God.
Whoa.
So there's definitely no Donovan Mitchell trade now, because if the Knicks weren't willing to move a lot of draft picks in the beginning of the process before we heard RJ Barrett, because let's remember, Ian Begley reported that RJ wasn't really considered in these rumors when it first came out in July, right? So when we heard the 6 to 8 first round draft picks, it's telling me right now that Danny Ainge wants all those draft picks. That doesn't make sense at all for the New York Knicks to give up that many picks, because you don't even have control of your own future. One, but I don't see how you can move for Donovan Mitchell right now, because Danny Ainge has just shown that he's trying to swindle another team. This is where I'm saying, I tweeted out the other day, Danny Ainge has to understand that he got a steal for Rudy Gobert. To recreate that type of trade all over again, getting all those draft picks, which is unlikely, very unlikely. Got to understand that that's not how the market works. I mean, we saw how difficult it was to move Kevin Durant. You're trying to get, this is where I think it's, if you're trading all of that for Rudy Gobert, that's where it just makes it impossible to trade for Kevin Durant. And now you're making it also impossible to trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Wow. This thing is dead. So Leon set the extension for tonight. And there it is. Woj drops a ton of bombs in here, man.
Crazy.
Unreal. RJ, Grimes, and multiple firsts. Unprotected firsts. All right, let's see what Woj is saying here. Let's see what Woj is. People are saying there's a new one. Woj is in here. Shams ain't competing tonight. Okay.
Shams is asleep. He's sleeping.
It says the Jazz and the Knicks can still find a pathway on a Donovan Mitchell trade, but it's just harder to do. Out of 179 players who have had the poison pill restriction, only one, Devin Harris, in 2008 was traded. So does that mean that even with this RJ extension, he could still be traded? Which makes this thing even more interesting. Because Woj knows. Woj and Leon, the thickest thieves. Woj knows. So for Woj to be reporting this, that tells me that there's still a possibility RJ could still be on the block.
So then the deal's alive.
he's saying it's on life support, but they can still get it done. Very, very interesting chain of events, ladies and gentlemen. Very interesting chain of events.
This is a lot to digest.
This is a lot. This is a lot to digest, man. Let's get to the phones. Ari, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Let's go.
What up? What up?
Listen, man, all I could do is clap. That's all I could do is clap. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know if you saw the Woj tweet.
Yeah, I just saw
but
it.
basically he gave Danny Ainge till Monday to take his trade offer, or else he was going to extend RJ Barrett. He literally held it hostage, and Danny Ainge did not take the offer, so he extended RJ Barrett. Mm-hmm. This is a man who is negotiating on his terms, not Danny Ainge's terms. All right, that's what I respect about him. It shows that he's prioritizing development over a win now player. and it shows that he's in control of the situation, not Danny Ainge. Bravo to Leon Rose. Now, what I will say is this: I don't think the deal is dead, but I think Danny Ainge just got a real wake up call on what real fair value is. All right, Leon Rose is not playing that game. If there's anything that he knows how to do, it's negotiate. He's been doing it his entire life. All right, and I think he knows, like most Knicks fans know, that we have the best offer by far, and we're not going to let him bully us around. I think the deal for RJ Barrett, I think it's a fair deal. I'm happy that it's 4 years, not 5. Thank God we didn't, grossly overpay him. When you were telling me what Darius Garland and all these other players got, they may be a little bit better than him right now, but they still got him on the cheap. If you're going to pay Julius Randle 4 years, $117 million, how could you be mad at a 22-year-old RJ Barrett getting 4 years, $100 million? So honestly, I can't be mad right now. I'm very happy. The most thing I'm happy about the most is the fact that Leon Rose is not letting Knicks fans tell him to trade 6 picks and whatever. He's in control of the situation. And listen, the value is great. Prioritizing the rebuild. He's not attached to moving forward with Spida. If he was really thirsty for Spida, he would have never done this. He's calling his bluff, and we're in the driver's seat. So I have nothing to say. I give it an A. Great move.
It's a good job.
And let's just be patient, man. Worst comes to worst. Well, next in the trade deadline or in the off season, we'll still have all of our picks if this deal doesn't happen. And if this deal does happen, it's going to be on our terms. All right. So I'm happy with that.
Sounds good, man. Ari checking in. There's a good call, man. I thought that was a 5-star call.
Yep. Gotta give Ari the 5 on that one.
Gotta give Ari the 5 on that one, man. It's on our terms. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the right move. Look, Spida's a great player. He's an all-star. Is he a franchise mover? Probably not. Still a piece. But I would love to have him. But you're talking about RJ Grimes, multiple firsts. Sorry. I'm not giving my guys up like that. You know I'm Grimes Hive. You know I'm RJ all day. Plus multiple unprotected first-round picks. We can't do that.
That's delusional.
That's a little too rich. A little too rich for my blood, Danny Ainge. I'm sorry. I can't go that route.
He thought he could swindle the T-Wolves and be like, I can get the Knicks too.
He thought this was the Steve Mills era. Sorry, pal. We got a little bit too much smarts going on up here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
He thought he was talking to Steve Mills on the other line. Sorry. We just can't meet you there.
Times are changing in the Knicks front office, man.
Yeah. Or maybe not even Mills. Maybe he thought he was talking to Isaiah. Isaiah would have been like,
oh, man.
Isaiah would have been like, let's go. Bring him in here. I'll throw in a couple seconds in there, too.
You want everything? All right, here's everything. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. So to everybody in the chat, man, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. 2,600 people rocking with us, Al, on an emergency live stream. Welcome to KnicksFanTV Live. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. RJ getting extended. $4,820 million deal. Donovan Mitchell trade on life support right now. How you feeling? Call us up on the KnicksFanTV Discord. I see Ash is in the chat right now.
She is about to say that.
Ashley is back in the chat. The news got Ash back in here. The Simps are going crazy. Salute to Ash. Salute. All the regulars in here. Let's go, man. Let's get back to the phone, see how the people is feeling. Let me get to my guy Sam, and then we'll get Weezle in here. Sam, what's good, bro? How you feeling?
Hello, guys. What's up?
Long time, man. How you feeling?
What's going on?
I'm doing great. Great. I was literally about to go to sleep, and then I saw the Woj tweet, and then I knew you guys were going live, so had to call in. Extremely happy about this deal. I love it. I know people are like, we got to trade for Donovan Mitchell. He's that guy. Look at how the time lapse is going to go down. We locked up RJ for 4 years. His offer ends, I think, 2028, I believe, or 2027. Donovan Mitchell has a player option in 2025, 2026, which we are leaning towards. He's probably going to opt out. We have everyone that's going to be in their prime by 2025, 2026. And then we could take Donovan Mitchell probably in free agency, knowing that he wants to be here, everything just lines up. Now we have young guy. We got guys in their prime on our team right now, and then we bring in Donovan Mitchell, and listen to this: Randall's contract is up, or Randall will be on a player option, which will make him easier to trade. And as you guys know, not a big fan of Tibbs. Guess his contract is also up that year.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau. So I'm happy. I like the timeline that we're moving. I think it's a great move, and it's looking good. I love how this front office is working right now.
Staying patient with it. Good call, Sam. Definitely appreciate the call, man. And hey, who knows? You know, maybe the Spida thing comes back up when he's a free agent in a couple of years. And as Sam said, maybe you could get a better deal that way. You know, if he doesn't go to Miami or another team like that. Who knows? Do the Jazz stand pat and keep him, as they say? They're trying to retool around him. I don't think so, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, I would also say that thinking of how the Knicks just extended RJ, you'd have to think there's some sense that the Knicks are also comfortable going into the season with the roster that they have right now, right? And we kind of got that vibe from Woj's article. The Knicks seem comfortable going to the season with all the youth that they've drafted, seeing what they can do this upcoming season. And with that, I think it's also showing how patient this front office is with just this rebuilding process, right? So I like it. I like the patience. They're not being forced. You know, we had that whole conversation. Do we think James Dolan is putting pressure on this front office? This clearly isn't a pressure move, because if it was, you know, James Dolan of old, RJ probably would have been in the deal. Whatever other picks, multiple firsts, get Donovan Mitchell in here, blockbuster, box office, all the above. Let's get the ticket sales going. That's not what this move says at all.
Here's Berman. Berman jumping into the mix. League source. There is no place for Donovan Mitchell to go at this time. The Knicks can still get him. And that's my thing. Why is it that it's an RJ and nothing situation in this deal? For all we heard all this time was that the players didn't matter. It's about the picks. It's about the picks. So, sure, does RJ's max contract extension and the poison pill maybe prevent him from going in the deal? Okay. And if that's the case, I'm cool with that too. But again, it all depends on what Ainge is looking for here. And does he ultimately have to come down? Maybe they truly did want RJ. As Rose says, there were multiple trade scenarios with RJ in it that the two teams had discussed. So now, with Leon calling his bluff, says Monday deadline, we're signing RJ. He's off the table. Now what?
You know, this is where I go back to think, even though Danny Ainge said he wanted RJ in the deal, I don't know how much he really values RJ. This is the question, how much does he value all these guys?
Yeah.
You know, does he value? I don't think he values Grimes, IQ, RJ the way that the Knicks front office, Knicks fans, or anyone else within the Knicks organization values these guys. When I think about what Danny Ainge has been all about his entire time, it's about how do I make it seem like I won the trade? You know, in basketball, this isn't, it's not like real estate where you can kind of get the value. Everything, you know, you can just kind of gauge like, oh, I'm in the right market.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that the value of the property is going to go up. It's not like that, right? Player values is just very different. You don't know how a player is going to turn out in a couple years, but what a player's value right now based on market, based on who the fans can rally around, you see jersey sales around it, you know it's RJ Barrett. I think that he included RJ Barrett in here because he wants to see, one, are the Knicks that desperate for Donovan Mitchell? Two, I got to get some shock value when this trade goes down. I got to make it seem that I'm still, AKA Trader Danny. When I make trades, I got to fleece. So am I going to get RJ Barrett in this deal? Because I feel like that's why he was included in this deal. I think Berman is right where it comes down to the picks. I don't really think Danny Ainge considered RJ Barrett to be a focal point or a true building block of the rebuild for the Utah Jazz. I think it was just more so putting pressure on the Knicks, seeing how desperate they were to see if he could fleece, because Danny Ainge, he would get RJ and then flip him the next day to another team to get more draft capital, because that's how Danny Ainge operates. Okay. He traded his very own Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, championship winning Celtics, didn't even let them retire as Celtics, traded them to go get a haul. That's how he operates.
Let's salute some more super chats. $20 super chat. Shane Mack from New Jersey says Broadway Barrett is back. Let's go. $10 super chat. Larry Medina says great deal for Knicks and RJ. If it complicates it, it's because RJ is not included. Oh well. $5 super chat. Steven Cordero. Ainge only knows how to exploit desperate teams or blow deals. Tonight he did the latter. So glad RJ is staying. Our Derek Jeter. Go Knicks. Another $10 super chat. Aaron Lazenby. Appreciate it. $10 super chat. 80 Warner 627 says RJ is elite defensively compared to Donovan Mitchell. No, I wouldn't go that far, sir, but I'm glad that he's back. Here's Ian Begley on Twitter. He says Jazz had coveted RJ Barrett in Donovan Mitchell trade talks with the Knicks. Barrett's extension takes him off the table in those talks for obvious reasons, including a poison pill provision that makes it very difficult to trade the player on a rookie extension before the extension takes effect. So RJ's off the table. Next move. Weezle on the Discord. Weezle, let me unmute your mic. All right, Weezle, let's go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, let's go.
My guy, what's going on? This is why you're the best in the business,
How
bro.
you
You
feeling?
came right back
we
on.
live and direct, man. Emergency live stream. We got 3,000 people in the chat. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Go ahead, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited, bro. I'm happy for RJ. That's my guy. It was perfectly timed too, because I'm watching the Yankee game. Otani hits a bomb.
Oh, man.
And then the RJ news breaks. So, as far as keeping RJ, I'm with that all the way. I know a lot of people say he's just not really that building block, but I think it's a little bit more than that. If you're really a Knicks fan, you understand that. You don't even have to go back to the whole 20 years of not extending a first round pick or nothing. Like, that's crazy. That curse is broken. Mm-hmm. He's here. We're proud. We're happy to have him. Even if he's getting overpaid, I'm with it. I think the best part of it is now the line is drawn in the sand with Ainge. I think Alex kind of said it where I don't think he really wanted RJ. I think he just wanted to say he got RJ because he would have flipped him for sure. And now I'm glad it complicates it, because I never wanted Mitchell at the expense of RJ. And I know that's kind of different for everybody else, but
No, for me, I wasn't trying to do it. I saw it as a lateral move. If we get Donovan Mitchell here, I want them here playing together.
right.
Because the point is, as I said, the point is to stack up talent. And have these guys playing together. Yeah, you want the right mix, of course. You want the right balance, and you want these guys to complement each other. But I want to see how that's going to work out between them before I just, try to trade RJ Barrett. This is our homegrown product, number 3 pick, improving every year. He's a leader. Well, I'm not trying to get rid of that. I'm trying to see.
Exactly.
21 years old, 21, 22 years old. I'm trying to see him continue to develop and get better with this team.
1,000%. With that being said, and I agree again, 1,000% on that. Prepare yourselves for tomorrow morning when all of the media outlets decide to say that the Knicks are, this, that, and the third about signing RJ to $30+ million and not going for Donovan Mitchell. Just prepare yourselves, everybody. Just prepare yourselves. We're good. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
We'll survive it. That's why you tuned in right here, right now, KnicksFanTV. Yeah. That's the number one source.
That's it.
And that's it, my boy. I hope you're good.
Man. Appreciate it, man.
Can't wait to get you back on, and I'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks for the call. Weezle checking in from Las Vegas, from the West Coast. Definitely appreciate that. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let's get 6,000 people in here in the late night, midnight here on the East Coast. KnicksFanTV Live. We are just reporting that, reporting a lot of things. According to Woj and ESPN, RJ Barrett and the Knicks are closing in on a 4-year, $120 million deal. As far as the Donovan Mitchell trade talks, RJ Barrett is unlikely to go to Utah in this type of scenario based on a poison pill clause in his contract. Now, doesn't mean that the talks are completely dead. It just means that putting RJ Barrett in a deal to the Jazz for Donovan Mitchell is unlikely. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think, Woj had it more of a, complete detriment to the deal while others say not so fast. Berman says not so fast. Begley says, just not likely with RJ. We'll have to see what happens, Al. I think the chess match continues.
This is gonna be a long chess match, man. I thought it was gonna happen.
This is going into training camp.
Woo!
Maybe even later.
Yeah. No, I wonder if this goes all the way to the trade deadline at this point, because for the Knicks, I mean, it could be argued both ways, right? You could say if you wait until the trade deadline, that gives other teams the opportunity to get assets to make a move for Donovan Mitchell. You could also say, as we talked about on this show, that it gives time for the Knicks young players to show their value in this league and being at bare minimum competent role players, which can reduce the cost of trading for Donovan Mitchell. There's obviously risk in playing that type of game, but I'm happy that the Knicks are comfortable moving in this direction and are not being bullied, not being forced to make a drastic move and getting. Yes, it'd be great to get Donovan Mitchell before training camp, but at what cost? Giving up all those assets and young players that you then can't build around Donovan Mitchell? No thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to reiterate what the poison pill means, it says that for trade purposes, the poison pill is computed with a formula that would make the Knicks' outgoing salary on a trade at $10 million, but $10.9 million, but require incoming salary for a team acquiring him to be $26.2 million. The restriction will be lifted on July 1st. For Barrett to be included in a trade to the Jazz, the Knicks would need to find a third team with salary cap space to redirect Fournier's $37 million contract. So in other words, because this extension doesn't kick in until July 1st, any team that would acquire RJ in this type of deal has to be able to absorb $26 million in salary. That is why it's a difficult trade from RJ's standpoint to be traded in a Donovan Mitchell deal. Doesn't mean it's necessarily over. What do you guys think in the chat? So far, 91% in a poll vote that they like the RJ deal. 4 years, $121 million. Overwhelming 91% in the chat. Shout out to TM for throwing the poll up. More super chats have come in. A $53 super chat from Robert Cross says Broadway Barrett, hashtag 53 wins. Shout out to the rhyme animal Chuck D. Everybody throw a hashtag PE in the chat. He says, I'm good watching the squad the first 100 days. JB and RJ look like a backcourt to me. Salute CP and Alex. Excellent interview with the Wizard. His nickname to us all, in his high school in Florida, meaning Derek Harper. Illini Mav poured it out in New York, man. Shout out to Derek Harper. If you guys missed that, that was part one of tonight's Knicks Weekly. Had a great interview with Derek Harper talking about the newest Knick point guard in Jalen Brunson. And we also obviously touched on Harper's playing days with the Knicks, man. So classic interview. Definitely check that out. We go off air. Me and Al chopping it up in the green room. Just getting ready to sign off. And then boom. Woj Bomb. 3 minutes after that. RJ extension. So we had to come back on, man. It's the number one show for the fans by the fans. As we say, when anything breaks, we are right here with it. And the fans are with us, man. 2,600 plus on the check-in on a live show, man. Great to see. Tell him Alejandro on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Loud and clear.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
All right. Hey, how you doing tonight? CP, the franchise. Hey, how you doing tonight? Alex. And of course, hey, how y'all doing tonight? KnicksFanTV. So boom, check this out. First things first, I'm mad hyped and excited that Rowan Alexander Barrett Jr. re-signed, baby. Let's go. 120 M's, 4 years, mad worth it. Mad people trying to tell me and other Knicks fans, oh, RJ not lit. Trade him for Bradley Beal. Trade him for Donovan Mitchell. No! I ain't trading him for nobody. RJ's ours, you feel me? And I just want to stress to Danny Ainge that you a bum, you whack, we not getting finesse, we not giving you OB, all right? And you're going to have to lower down your cost because at the end of the day, the only teams that we outbitten, Knicks fans, is the other teams whose offers are mad whack, okay? So tell Mr. Ainge, take the Heat's offer. I don't care. I got young babies, 25 and under, ready to develop and get some burn, Coach Thibodeau, so make it happen.
All right. Okay. That was Mr. Alejandro. Inspired. Very, very much animated. It sounded like he was cutting a WWF promo. Sounded like the Macho Man was in his spirit. My man went in.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, facts. Thought he was about to say snap it to a Slim Jim after that. He's about to go in. And one of them classic 80s promos, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
and then one of those fish scale
energy.
inspired promos, man. Rate that call in the chat, man. What do you guys think about his energy, man? Thought his energy was on 100, man. He was on crank.
100? I think that's too low. Man came in here.
Hey.
Woo, came in with so much energy.
Hey, he's a Knicks fan, right? You can't question his fandom, that's for sure.
Not at all. Not at all.
And he kept it rapid fire, so I'll give him a bonus for that, too. Kept it rapid fire. All right?
Succinct, to the point, animated, energy.
That's how we like it.
Passionate.
Yeah. That's how we like it, man. Rapid fire, get in, get out, and do the damn thing, man. Shout out Mr. Alejandro. He's been a long-time supporter of the show as well, man, so definitely appreciate him tapping in. 3,000 people in here on the check-in, and he gets it in. Mr. Sir Atlantis on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic if you hear us. Sir Atlantis, going once. Ooh, he might have missed his opportunity. Sir Atlantis.
It's a hard act to follow up, man.
Yeah, that is a hard act to follow. That is. I think he might have got stage fright. He said, "Ain't no way. Ain't no way." I know my guy Nate from Rochester is with it though. Let's get Nate in here. Nate, let's go.
Am I live?
Yep, live and direct, bro.
All right, I'm gonna be real quick. Danny Ainge is absolutely blowing this for the Jazz. It's great for us. The longer that this goes on, the better the value we're gonna get out of Donovan Mitchell. I still think Donovan Mitchell's coming here. I don't think it's gonna be now, but the Jazz are going to tank this year. They're not gonna compete for a playoff spot. So eventually, you got to get rid of Donovan Mitchell. And the longer the season goes, the less his value is going to be, and we're going to trade less draft picks. We might not have to trade OB or quickly or whatever, and we're just going to get better value out of it. So we got the RJ extension, and we're going to get Donovan Mitchell later. I'm still confident of that. We're just going to get him at a better value. So that's all I really got. I'm happy with the deal. I'm happy that Leon didn't fold, and I like the direction that we're going. That's all I got.
Yeah, appreciate it. Look, Leon is playing this very well. I said it yesterday. We've said it in weeks past. He's playing this thing very, very well. He's not going to bid against himself in this. Damn sure not going to give you RJ Grimes and multiple first-round picks. You're crazy. You're crazy. We're not doing that. So, as Nate said, maybe this thing drags deep into the season where Ainge has to come down on his price, which is, again, a win for us. At the same time, you get RJ on what I feel like is a fair deal in comparison to his peers. This is a guy, he averaged 24 plus a game. I think maybe not after the All-Star break, but post-January something. Mm-hmm. He was ripping and running. 40 plus against the Heat, the Laker game, the Celtics game. RJ came on strong, man. He finished strong. 12 plus 30-point games. 12 games of 30 plus, sorry. I think it's a fair deal.
For sure. I wonder, do you think, because Nate talked about the Jazz wanting to tank, do you see Donovan Mitchell starting the season, or do you see him being on the bench? Because if you put Donovan Mitchell into the rotation, you're not tanking.
No, I think he'll absolutely start. Yes, he's still a good player, but I don't think his talents alone make that team anything. They lost Gobert, which was their centerpiece, their anchor. They lost Pat Beverly. They lost Rosa and Neal. Lost a lot of their defense. Look at that roster. Roster's crazy. The roster still be bad. It may not be worst record in the league bad, but once you go into the lottery, it's anyone's game. It's anyone's game. They may still be able to jump up to number one, even with Spida Mitchell playing there.
Sure, but you
That
want to
roster
be at
is
the
barren, man. That roster's terrible right now.
you want to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
You want that guaranteed like dead last.
Yeah.
I know I'm picking the top 5 selection bad.
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
they still got Conley. They still got Clarkson.
Right. So like, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, this is for like Ainge at this point. If you're looking at from the Utah Jazz, the more you strip of all these other veterans, you get rid of Pat Bev, you get rid of Gobert, you got rid of Royce O'Neal. If he moves one of Jordan Clarkson and Mike Conley next before Donovan Mitchell, you're like, we already know you're stripping the team, but it just says like you are losing all leverage now to get what you're asking for Donovan Mitchell, because we now know that you want to tank. We now know you're doing a rebuild. And I can't see Donovan Mitchell wanting to stay after experiencing playoff success, right? Whether or not he went to the Western Conference Finals, he's at least been in the playoffs, been part of competitive basketball teams. How can you sell him on losing for the remainder of his contract and then say, re-sign with us?
It's true.
You got to move him. So,
You got to move him. He's not going to the bench, that's for sure. You got to try to move him.
So all I'm just saying is that if he's not going to be moved, you're looking from that standpoint, saying he's got to get traded, just because that's not the direction I don't think he wants to be part of.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a direction that Utah is trying to go either.
Yeah. I agree. You know, after, you know, sifting through all the RJ stuff, I don't think we're completely out of this. Now, again, I don't, you know, you guys think, well, RJ maybe could have been flipped. Does this drop the price for other teams as well? You know, Charlotte can still offer the picks, but would Mitchell stay in Charlotte? Probably not. So I don't see them as a serious team. Miami's picks, not worth much. This will become more enticing if they throw a hero in there. Can they get another team involved? Questionable. I think we're still in the driver's seat. I think we're still in the driver's seat.
Like, if you're another team and you see all the I guess like publicity that Donovan Mitchell has done being in New York, whether it's going to weddings, Cyclones, Mets, you know, just being at all these games, Rangers games, whatnot, you know, wouldn't you be concerned about trading for Donovan Mitchell? Yeah. Wouldn't you be concerned, like, you got 3 years left, you got 3 years to win a championship, like, unless like you're fully situated to go in that direction, to push your chips all in, like Toronto was when they got Kawhi Leonard, don't you think you're hesitant to trade all those assets to meet Danny Ainge's demands?
Absolutely.
This is where and this is what I'm thinking, like, as if the New York Knicks have the best offer, right?
Yeah. Like,
who am I competing with who would be afraid? Like, are other teams afraid to go start trading for Donovan Mitchell? Because if other teams are afraid because of the assets they have to give up, this is where I start thinking, okay, the Knicks still have a good amount of leverage to get Donovan Mitchell.
Well, according to Tony Jones, who's reporting at the Athletic now, people want to question, you know, his motives because he is a Jazz beat reporter. He was saying that Mitchell's teams were the Knicks, the Nets, and the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
You be the judge. I don't know. So, like I said, is Miami still an option? I'm not sure. Obviously, I think we're still in the driver's seat.
But so, like, I get Miami, but for Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn has no chance. Plus, they would have to trade Simmons.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They'd have to trade Simmons.
Yeah,
and that's another whole debacle in trying to move Simmons. Then, and you just traded a haul to go get him. So I don't see Brooklyn happening.
Right.
So now we get back to Miami. You know, this is where, like, if you do wait long into the season, this is where I could say, if you wait until February, then I could say, yes, Pat Riley could probably figure something out to go get more assets. That would be the concern. That would be the concern.
Yeah. According to Ian Begley, bonuses for R.J. Barrett's rookie extension are tied to all-star selections. Selections to the 3 All-NBA teams and NBA defensive teams, sources tell SNY. Sources confirm Barrett extension is 4 years and worth up to $120 million, including those bonuses. ESPN first reported. So shout out to Ian, adding some much-needed details to this deal. Lots to unpack here, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys are new in the chat, man, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. KnicksFanTV in overtime reporting the RJ Barrett extension. Details on that, getting fan reactions to that, plus the ramifications of the Donovan Mitchell trade. What does that mean for the Knicks going forward? Shout out to Bernard Richardson. He says, CP, how do we think the Jazz fan base is feeling right now? Love the deal. Interesting to see the guarantee money versus incentives to get the $120 million deal. How do the Jazz fans feel? We don't care, sir. This is KnicksFanTV. Yeah, this is KnicksFanTV. We don't care how the Jazz fans are feeling. Good luck to them. You know, not our problem. And that's just how it's going to go down, man. Yeah. We don't care about that. This is KnicksFanTV, man. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys. All right? That's just how we're going to do that. Okay. What else, Al? What else? Any more calls on the line? Anybody else want to get in? Okay, we see Hank Ocean on the Discord. Hank Ocean, got to unmute your mic. Hank Ocean going once. Okay. All right. Hank Ocean is out of there. All right.
Hey, sorry, man.
Oh, you almost missed it, man. Yo, let's go. Hello. All right. He's not ready, man. People, we're in overtime right now. All right. We just did an hour and a half show with Harper. We're doing an hour on RJ Barrett. When we go to you on the Discord, you got to be ready, man. You got to be ready. We are in overtime. We stepped up to the plate. You guys got to step up to the plate. Okay? Let's go. Let's get it going here. Come on now. I mean, what is this? They got to work with this out.
Knicks. This is a rare occurrence where you get 2 Knicks weekly in one night.
Yeah, this ain't amateur hour here. You guys got to step up to the plate. You know. We almost dropped him off. He made it at the buzzer. We're waiting on him to get his point across, and he's still gunshot. What do you want me to do? Work with me. Help me help you, pal. You know what I'm saying?
Help me help you.
Yeah, help me help you, man. Benny Thakara, $20 super chat says, RJ's on a list of 18 players who average 20 points per game by the age of 21 years old. Third-round picks are the types of investments that you build with, not trade. Like Donovan, but I want to win with this team and core Broadway Barrett. All right, appreciate the call, man. And I agree with that. You know, I agree with that based on what we've seen so far. I believe he is worth that investment. All right, let's circle through some more. Roy Bramwell, $10 super chat says, salute to Leon. You make a good trade or get lost. Leon makes the Jazz look really bad right now. Great deal for RJ. He's our guy. Jub says, I think league is low-key rooting for the Knicks to make a good trade. Minnesota destroyed the trade market, and the Knicks can right that wrong. Already, I feel like the Knicks won. We didn't give in. Okay. A lot of positive vibes right now. D Crown says the week is starting off good. Gotta love it. Absolutely. Clyde Cromie in the chat says, oh no, the music. Yeah, man, we've been in overtime, man. We about to be on another hour on the show. But you know, we got our points across. We got the news out. And we'll just keep it going and see what breaks as the week continues. Shout out to A Steven C, team hashtag new. A Steven C, welcome to this show. Who else we got in Team Hashtag New? Luisito Martinez, SKG, the Basketball Prophet. Salute. Voice of Brooklyn Podcast. Salute. Jonathan Layson. Salute. Okay. Okay, those are Team Hashtag News. All right, Alice. Let me finish reading the rest of the Super Chats that came in because we did get a lot that we didn't get to read. Let me just get to these. Shout out to Brandon Guest. Says, can we put some respect on Leon's name? As a Knicks fan, I've grown up having trust issues, but this brother is playing his cards right. Your move, Danny Ainge. Bernard Robinson says, I got that one. Appreciated, Bernard. NY Sports Guy, $10 Super Chat says, add this $10 to RJ's contract, put the ball in my guy's hands, and let him work next year, Tibbs. Move Julius. Hashtag move Julius. Mont Blanc Nolan says, rather be looked at as laughingstock of the NBA than make a dumb move. We finally moving efficiently, which is on its own a win. Sneaker Premier says, to make it simple, Knicks can only trade RJ to Utah if San Antonio, Indiana takes Evans 18 million to their cap. Only two teams that can absorb Evan with no salary going back. Above the Rim says Knicks after dark. That's a fact. Amid Belford, Leon just kicked Danny Ainge in the family jewels. LOL. Leon ready to fleece Danny. I still believe Danny's going to catch his L. Samir Soriano, I think they'll trade for Mitchell at the deadline after Randall recovers his trade value this season. Joseph Kinlaw says, shout out to Ashley and CP for being the true Knicks fans. Above the Rim says, Mitchell will be a Knick. The Don playing chess out here. Calm down, people. The art of negotiating. That's a fact. FL4M3 says, ESPN is working on the downplay script as we speak. The NY Bully says, whoever said RJ's Argita's bugging. He don't have them 304s like that yet. Salute to the Knicks for bringing him back. Anthony Strano says, trading RJ for Don is a lateral move. Got to bring these guys together and build from there. Got you open. Appreciate it. Who else? Young Kobe says the Knicks curse. The Knicks broke the curse. Jay Boogie says, shout out to Leon, standing strong and holding the city down. Tonight really showed that we have a boss in the office. Now, Danny, you got to pay your price. The 9 God cash and 30 per. Above the Rim again says, Don is playing chess out here. Papo171 says, whatever Danny Ainge is smoking, Washington Heights needs it. RJ Grimes and 4 unprotected picks and more. Y'all can keep Donovan Mitchell. Willie Cruz says, RJ improves his free throws. You're looking at 25 points per game easy. Bond Sun 009 says, happy for RJ. He bleeds orange and blue. Now it's time to keep Obi and the youth and run it back. Young Kobe says, CP just ended the night with a super chat about Dolan, then bang. This is the Knicks saying he's our guy. It's true. True indeed. Tricks the Barber, $10 super chat says, now we keep Obi and work a 3-way to move Randall. And Jub, $5 super chat says, can't wait to see the turmoil in Utah. Ainge lost. No matter what Ainge gets from Mitchell at this point is a loss. We won a trade that didn't happen. All right, so overwhelmingly positive thoughts. Shout out to Vlad, $20 super chat says, salute gang, it's a great night for the Knicks from your boy Blade Pinderhughes. Hadn't heard from him in a while. Rhyme Ammo Chuck D says, KFTV going the OG 15 rounds. Yeah, that's right. We going classic heavyweight style fight, man. It's one of those nights, man. But we do it because we love it. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Just go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this video right now. Al, any final thoughts before we depart?
Broadway bully Barrett.
Yeah.
New York Knick.
Yep.
Let's go.
That's it. And stay tuned, man. Spider Watch continues. Remember that this show is presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Also remember that this show is available in audio podcast format. So if you missed it live, if you missed it on video, you can always catch it on these podcast platforms, all the major ones. Leave us reviews there as well. It'll go a long way. And that's that, man. RJ Barrett sticking around. Will Donovan Mitchell be here? Danny Ainge, the ball is in your court. Leon is playing chess out here. we will not be fleeced. We out of here. Peace.